Nicolas Maduro telling a judge he's innocent as Venezuelans here in the Bay Area rejoice in his capture.
And we know that we are on a path to get freedom and democracy back in Venezuela.
Cautious celebrations as the country faces an uncertain future.
Big progress replacing a pier that was pummeled by hurricanes.
Hopefully, with weather permitting, by the end of next week, all the pilings are in the water.
I've got 75 young men, and it'll be chaos. It's organized chaos.
And they're ready to dive for the cross as Tarpon Springs prepares to celebrate Epiphany. And
we took her and had her x-rayed, and remarkably, she has no fractures.
What happened to a bald eagle near her Tampa nest? Good evening, I'm Stacy Scheibel.
And I'm Keith Kate. Thank you for joining us tonight. Venezuelan leader Nicolas Maduro and his wife appeared in a Manhattan courtroom today following their capture over the weekend. Helicopters capturing a glimpse of Maduro being transferred from the jail to the courthouse. Before the judge today, Maduro declared himself innocent, a decent man, and, quote, president of my country. Maduro is facing federal drug trafficking charges. Here in the Bay Area, there has been rejoicing and protest over Maduro's arrest. News Channel 8's Jeff Patterson joining us live tonight in Tampa. He kicks us off with his story. Jeff.
Good evening, Keith. I've spoken to a number of people who now live in the Tampa Bay area who are from Venezuela. They are hopeful that Maduro's arrest will bring change, but they are concerned about how that change may happen.
In Venezuela, explosions lit up the night sky this weekend as the U.S. military moved in and arrested Nicolas Maduro. Dr. Norma Reno, a professor of law in the U.S. and an activist for Venezuelan issues, says the arrest of Maduro brought hope.
Everybody was happy. I was in contact with my people in Venezuela, and people were crying, very happy. They knew that that was the beginning of the end.
She says Maduro and his regime unlawfully seized power, but the people of her country could do little about it.
They're doing this drug trafficking with the drug cartel, and they have Hamas and Hezbollah and China and Cuba and Russia in Venezuela, and the people have no way of fighting this criminal organization.
This weekend in the Bay Area, some people came out to protest Maduro's arrest and the prospect of war, while others came out to celebrate what has happened. At this restaurant in Clearwater, they serve traditional Venezuelan food. Genesis Goran has family in Venezuela and was happy when she saw the news of Maduro's arrest.
Can you say that it's a really big step for Venezuelans around the world? And he knows that we're still missing people that needs to be arrested in Venezuela, but it's a big, big step for us.
But she worries about the actions in the coming days.
We need a more strong answer. We are not asking for an invasion in Venezuela, but we do need that the U.S. Army go inside Venezuela.
The people here in the Tampa Bay area who are from Venezuela, of course, are keeping a watchful eye on the news from that country to see what happens next. Keith.
Yeah, the people I talk with certainly uncertain about what's coming next. We've seen tanks on the streets of the capital city. Jeff, are people worried that you're talking to? Are they worried about military action?
They're definitely worried about that, Keith. They're afraid to go on the streets, afraid to have large demonstrations. They want to see change. They would like to see elections in their country, to have a new leadership take over that country, but they're just worried about how that's going to happen again. Right,
it is going to be a process, to be sure. Thank you, Jeff Patterson, live in Tampa. Tom Yamas will have more on today's developments. That's coming up right here on NBC Nightly News. That's at 6:30 tonight.
In about an hour, Brooksville City Council will begin discussions to end the pension plan for the recently dissolved fire department. The possible changes have many retired firefighters concerned about their financial future. News Channel 8's Ryan Arbogast is live in Hernando County tonight. Ryan.
Stacy, this all started back in October of last year when the Brooksville Fire Department was dissolved and merged with Hernando County Fire Rescue. Now the city says that since the fire department does not exist, they have no legal liability to continue this pension program. They tell us it's going to be a one lump sum payment, not those monthly payments. Everything else will be absolved if this goes forward. But a lot of the firefighters, the first responders we talked to, say they're worried about things like interest, those cost of living payments, and having to budget for not having monthly payments anymore. more, but getting that big check, they say it's really concerning for their financial future.
So, Ryan, do we expect any decisions to be made today?
Stacey, the meeting's in about an hour. This is one of the first things on the agenda. It's just a first reading, so this is still a proposal. Things still have to go through to a second one and then a vote, but they do have a vote on the books for the end of the month. We'll be inside to find out all about the money and how things goes, and we'll make sure to bring it to you guys at 11 o'clock tonight.
All right, Ryan Arbogast, live in Brooksville. Thanks.
It's been a beautiful day. We did start with some fog this morning, but it turned out very nice. High temperatures low to mid-70s. Right now, Lakewood Ranch, it is checking in at 71. That dew point is decently high, which means we have a decent amount of humidity in the air, which means we'll probably see some fog again after midnight, especially tonight. Current temperatures right now at 63 Crystal River, 66 Brooksville, 70 degrees in Lakeland. Notice the wind is not very strong. In fact, you can see some wind coming in from these two directions, meaning the wind's going to be fairly calm, not very strong overnight tonight. That allows that fog to kind of build and settle in. But you can't see any right now on the satellite and radar. It is dry, and it's going to stay dry, and it'll be a nice evening. Mild evening, temperatures dropping through the 60s. It'll be comfortably cool. When you wake up tomorrow morning, temperatures will be cool, but still above normal for this time of year. Now, our normal low in Tampa is 53. We're going to go 58 in Tampa and St. Pete. Much cooler in Venice and Crystal River, but certainly not as cold as it's been the past few weeks. 49 degrees for low temperatures there. So fog. I do think there's going to be some fog tomorrow morning. Could be dense in some spots. Probably even more fog as we head into Wednesday. The big story is that we're going to see a warm up through the week and then big changes by the weekend. We'll talk about it coming up.
All right, thank you, Jeff. A man who set a fire at Haines City High School and who suffered severe burn injuries has died.
And we have video clips of him burning, which is horrible. And he burned there for a period of time until fire services and Haines City Police could arrive.
And for obvious reasons, the sheriff says that video will not be released. Sheriff Judge says the man was seen last night, though, carrying gasoline, climbing over two fences, and then igniting the fire. That man is from New York, but was a graduate of Haines City High School. His mother says her son suffered from schizophrenia. The school suffered minimal damage.
A man convicted of killing two people, one of whom was 6 months pregnant, formally received his sentence of life in prison today. Mackenzie Lyons sat in court today as a judge made the sentence official. Last month, a jury recommended life in prison without parole instead of the death penalty. Prosecutors say Lyons killed Alexis Martinez and Juanita Solorzano to cover up a robbery.
The Anna Maria City Pier has been closed to the public since the 2024 hurricane season, impacting tourism, the ferry service, and nearby businesses. But the much anticipated rebuilding project is beginning to take shape. News Channel 8's Allison Henning is reporting tonight from the pier.
As the construction out here moves forward each day, it's bringing excitement and hope to this island after a challenging year. For many vacationing on Anna Maria Island, the historic City Pier is on the list of places to visit. For decades, it's helped drive tourism and bring extra foot traffic into nearby businesses along Pine Avenue and South Bay Boulevard. But since Hurricane Milton damaged the structure in 2024, splitting it in two, it's been off limits to the public. But now, crews are hard at work, and Mayor Mark Short says all 130 pilings should be in place by the end of next week. He tells us the new design features solid cement pilings that will be connected by cement rather than wood.
The T end of the pier was built that way, and it survived the storm and storms. So we hope that using that same construction technique will help us with the walkway as we go forward.
Businesses are excited to see the upgraded pier taking form outside their windows. The folks at Two Scoops Ice Cream Parlor and Coffee Cafe were forced to close and rebuild after the storms. Business manager Taylor DeLuca says the pier reopening and the ferry returning will help bring the area back to full strength.
We all bounced back. So now when we get that pier reopen, we'll be 100% again.
The walkway out here is slated to be completed this spring, but the mayor says the pier will not open to the public until all of the work is done. That's expected to be later this fall. Reporting on Anna Maria Island, Allison Henning, 8 on your side.
This afternoon, leaders of the Greek Orthodox Church in Tarpon Springs prepare for the city's famed Epiphany celebration with the blessing of the fleet. Tomorrow is Epiphany, and it will be the 120th year for this celebration in Tarpon Springs. It's one of the largest Epiphany events in the world. Epiphany commemorates the baptism of Jesus Christ by St. John the Baptist. Tradition holds that the day before Epiphany in Tarpon Springs, leaders of the Greek Orthodox Church blessed the ships, asking for protection for the spongers who set sail on them.
Sponging was had a high mortality rate, and what you do is before the season starts, they would bless the fleet to hope that they had good harvest and come back healthy.
Tomorrow's Epiphany events begin at 8 a.m. with the cross dive taking place after a procession from St. Nicholas Cathedral to Spring Bayou. This is video from last year as dozens of Greek teenage boys dive to capture a cross cast into the water. 75 boys are scheduled to take part this year. The teen who emerges with the cross will receive a special blessing for the year ahead. It's a big deal up there.
It is. Every year it's spectacular to watch them all dive in. Enthusiasm.
Cold or not.
Yeah. Well, after a promising start, the second half of the Bucs season was a disaster.
And it all came to an end yesterday. And today, head coach Todd Bowles held a very difficult press conference. Eileen Natchik is covering it for us tonight.
The biggest question fans want to know is, what will head coach Todd Bowles' future be with the team? He tells us when he's meeting with the Glazers, plus his message to Bucs fans coming up.
Thank you, Eileen. Also ahead tonight, the latest on a bald eagle who struggled to stick the landing at her South Tampa nest. What's ahead for her rehab?
Thank you for making News Channel 8 at 6, Tampa Bay's most watched 6 p.m. newscast.
A symbol of our freedom needed a little help last night.
And now the bald eagle that took a big fall is getting the care she needs and hopes she can be released. The eagle fell from a cell phone tower along Elliott Street in Port Tampa City, where she made her nest. News Channel 8's Alessandra Young has the latest on her recovery.
Right now, the female eagle is being treated in Orlando, but take a look at the tower from which she fell. You can see how high it is. People tell me she hit the tower and then a car on the way down before lying in the road.
All right, there we go.
This bald eagle has had quite the past 24 hours.
She hit the tower and her wing was swollen. And so we took her and had her x-rayed, and remarkably, she has no fractures.
They said it tried to fly a few times unsuccessfully, and they said it laid on its back for a while. So kind of terrible situation.
She was taken to the Raptor Center of Tampa Bay by Michelle James.
Honestly, the moment the opportunity arose, I was all game, could not get in the car fast enough. Honestly, she was really quiet. There was a little bit of rustling in the cage.
James says she has never seen an eagle up close like that before.
Remotely terrifying. I mean, the people on the page were like, if anyone's comfortable, just throw a blanket over it and put it in a cage. And I'm thinking to myself, there's no way in heck I would ever do that or have the confidence to do that. His claws were as big as my hand. So, it literally covered her torso.
The eagle is currently at Audubon Eagle Watch in Orlando, where she will undergo more testing.
When she gets here, she will be triaged again, and we will do lead testing, and we'll draw blood for blood work to make sure she doesn't have an infection or anything like that.
After all the testing is done and she is cleared, the bird will then head to the flight barn.
So they get to the flight barn, and they need to build up the endurance and the stamina again.
She does have a mate waiting for her back at the tower, so experts are hoping she will be able to be released into the wild again. But there is a question that still remains. What happened with her landing?
Why did she hit the tower? She's been living there for a couple years. So she's been able to land solid on the tower.
So the next steps for this female eagle are she's going to be getting her blood work done tomorrow morning, and then experts tell me that they're going to go from there. In Tampa, I'm Alessandra Young, 8 on your side.
Did you see the wingspan on that eagle?
It's a big one.
Yeah.
Wow. You know, we were talking about this fog. I happened to be in Atlanta today, and we were part of that delay that took place there, which when it impacts Tampa. You come to Tampa, and it's just loaded with people because their flights are all delayed because of it. But, I mean, that fog was intense, and you say we're going to have it here again.
We're going to have it tonight. We'll definitely have it tomorrow night. And, you know, it wasn't just here, as you said. It was Atlanta. It was North Carolina. It was just fog, socked in with fog in a lot of places. That's the big weather story. It's no big storm systems that are moving our way. And overall, actually, our temperatures are going to be warming up, and it's Keith's favorite type of weather phenomenon. It's the
heat dome.
That's right. That is going to be making its way closer to us as we head towards the end of the week, and we're going to probably see some record heat here in our area by Friday, especially away from the water, where we could hit the mid-80s. So temperatures will be well above normal. We are going to see a dip in the jet stream here Sunday into Monday as a front moves to the south. We'll briefly get some cooler air, but overall it is warmth at least for the next 8-ish to 10 days, and then maybe we'll get back into a colder weather pattern. We'll see. Looking outside right now, it's a beautiful night with clear skies. Currently, we're 73 in St. Pete, 70 in Bowling Green. It is 63, though, in Crystal River. It's not going to be chilly tonight, but it'll be cool, especially as we head into the later part of the night and tomorrow morning. When you step out the door tomorrow morning, there will be a couple of upper 40s. Places like Brooksville, Inverness, Crystal River. Everybody else will be in the 50s and above normal. Normal lows 53, will be about 58, so about 5 degrees above normal in St. Pete and Tampa. Valrico 55, Wauchula around 53. Tomorrow's going to be a smidge warmer than today. Instead of low to mid 70s, it's mid to upper 70s. 75 in Tampa, but 80 degrees in Wauchula, Lake Wales. You'll top out around 79 degrees. All right, here's a look at future radar. We're not expecting any rain whatsoever, but I do think there will be a little bit of fog that'll form because the winds will go kind of calm as we head towards tomorrow morning. Tomorrow afternoon, we'll see a mix of sun and clouds out there. It's going to be a nice day. Not expecting any rain tomorrow. But notice the thicker fog setting up as we head into Wednesday morning especially. That'll burn off after a couple hours, and Wednesday will turn out to be a fine day. So take a look at your visibility forecast. Notice later tonight, those visibilities drop into the couple of mile range. So we're going to see a little fog tomorrow morning. But I think we're going to see a lot more fog. Look at how it really expands here on Wednesday morning. So Wednesday morning is the morning probably with a thicker fog. Overall, though, beyond fog, it's going to be quiet. We are going to see a gradual warm up, a couple of degrees every day, so that as we head towards the end of the week, we're going to be in the low to mid 80s here. Thursday into Friday and even into Saturday, it's still going to be warm. On Sunday, this front's going to come in probably Saturday night and Sunday morning and bring some showers, and then cooler weather will follow. It's not going to be cold, not as cold as it was around Christmas time, but we are going to see a bit of a chill down early next week. Front comes through, about a 30% chance of some showers. Notice it's going to be way above normal. 71's our normal high. We're talking 82 by Friday, but then we're back down to normal early next week, or slightly below normal, actually. And as far as low temperatures go, it's going to be mild each and every day through Friday, Saturday, and Sunday morning. But then the temperature will drop into the 40s, especially on the Nature Coast, and right around 50 in Tampa early next week. All right, here's a look at your 8-day forecast. And morning fog is going to be a problem at least through Wednesday, probably even Thursday morning. It'll burn off. We'll see a mix of sun and clouds, warmth towards the end of the week. Looking like a pretty good weekend. Then some changes as we head into Sunday. That's your weather forecast. We'll be right back.
Max Defender 8, the most accurate weather radar in Florida. Sponsored by Morgan & Morgan.
News Nation tonight. Bill O'Reilly joins Leland Vittert live. Why he is warning other countries not to brush off the U.S. military's successful operation in Venezuela after President Nicolas Maduro's not guilty plea. Tonight on Balance, starting at 9/8 Central, only on News Nation.
Welcome to Avonhill Training Center. I'm Eileen Natchuk alongside Jeff Dubroff. And today we spoke with head coach Todd Bowles at his end of the year press conference. Jeff, we didn't get a ton of definitive answers, did we?
No, very vague. Todd Bowles did not. He answered a lot of questions. We didn't get a lot of substance, I guess you could say. A very disappointing day in this building, a sad day in this building after they missed the playoffs, the Bucks do, after finishing 2-7 in the final 9 games of this year after the bye week. They go from Super Bowl contender to missing the playoffs entirely. Todd Bowles says he has a lot of self-evaluation he's going to have to do on himself and his coaching staff in the coming days. He also understands the frustrations of the Bucks fan base over this absolute collapse, and he has a message for those who wonder whether or not he should be back in 2026.
All I can do is coach and be myself. You know, I've earned the chance. I won 3 straight division titles, so that says a lot as far as I'm concerned. But I don't really have a message for fans other than true fans are true fans, and we're going to try to do our best to go out there and win for them. You know, they're going to feel how they feel, but that's not a coach's problem. A coach's problem is to make the team better. That's all I'm looking forward to.
Yeah, those are the most pointed words, I guess you could say, from Todd Bowles. Fans can feel the way they want to feel. His job is to go out there and coach them to win games.
And speaking of frustration, players felt that too, right, all season long. Graham Barton even said after Saturday when they beat the Panthers, if you guys feel frustration, just imagine how we feel in the locker room. And today was an emotional one for the players as well, as they were cleaning out their lockers since season is officially over, letting it all set in. And this is what the players had to say about the potential coaching changes as evaluations are happening right now in the coming weeks for who will return and next season begins.
Yeah, I mean, I love Coach Bowles. I see it on, I see all the talk on Twitter. I don't care about it. It's just people that are sitting at home talking about it. But we know what we have in this building. Yeah, if something happens, something happens. If something doesn't. The season's coming regardless.
I mean, he's a great leader, and he's just somebody that shows up to work every day, and he's going to give you the same type of effort every day. So he's my guy. I love him to death, and, hopefully he stays here.
Yeah, obviously players love head coach Todd Bowles, but these decisions need to be made. They will be made in the coming weeks, so we'll see what happens. Of course, keep you guys updated.
Hey, to get all the answers,
he says it could be days, could be weeks.
You guys, to get all the answers, just look on social media. Everybody's got the answers for what should happen. Have you read
Everyone thinks they're entitled to their opinion, which they are. That's okay.
An armchair quarterback.
Absolutely.
In a word, it was disappointing. Thank you both. That's the news. Nightly news is coming your way next.
Yep, and you'll be back at 11. Have a good night.
Good night.